I, like almost every other girl in the 8th grade, had been looking forward to the 8th grade dance all year long. It was supposed to be that one night that you could walk into the school and actually have fun for a change. But it turned out to be nothing like I had expected. See, after I bought the ticket for the dance, my mom decided she wanted to take me dress shopping. She entered the department store JCPenney's on a mission. I was pretty embarrassed, but what am I supposed to do? She's my mother, and it was a week before the dance. I spent hours trying on dress after dress. There was a green one, there was a red one, but I didn't really like either of them. I didn't like any of them. That is until I saw a black and white halter that looked brilliant, absolutely gorgeous when I saw it on the rack. I absolutely fell in love with it when she picked it up and said it was a possibility. I was ecstatic. But it took a bit of whining and begging for her to finally say yes, and I'm not very proud of that. It's about 4 days before the dance, when I had begged her to take me to a salon or something to get my hair and my nails done. She had originally said maybe, but I kinda got in trouble. And that turned that maybe into a definitely not. And I didn't have a date to the dance, but it didn't really matter because my best friend Bobby was going to be there with me. And it would be totally fun, right? So a couple of days before the dance, I had gone over to her house and she showed me her dress. It was a beautiful old-fashioned lace dress with a fake pearl inlay that looked almost real. She said that it had been her mom's at one time, which explained why it didn't cost her a penny. We spent so long talking about what would happen if we had dates, and I told her it would totally suck because if we both had dates, we couldn't make fun of all the other girls who were falling all over theirs. And, I mean, it's a dance. I'm not a girly girl, she wasn't. So why would we really go all out for this thing? I spent the whole next day trying to figure out what I was going to do because it's a dance, and you kind of have to dance at a dance. All night long I was listening to the radio on my MP3 player, trying to dance in a way that wouldn't get me laughed at, but I just can't dance. And pretty soon the night of the dance came around, a bit too fast for me, and I had no idea what to do. My mom and my grandmother decided to go with a 2.5-hour spa. One of my friends called just as my mom was starting to do my hair, and they decided to come over and make a fuss about it, which ticked off my mom. I spent 2.5 hours trying to tell my friends to go away in the nicest way possible. I'm a total pushover. But they just didn't get the hint. They kept messing with my hair and trying to do my nails. It was a total mess. Completely horrific. When they finally left, I was getting into the car so my mom could drive me to the school. We arrived and my mom wouldn't leave until she saw me go inside the building. So it was pretty embarrassing having her just wait there. I walked in just as my friends Celeste, Bobby, and Katie got there. We spent the night laughing at the girls in the back vying after guys who hadn't come with dates, and the girls falling all over theirs. We were having the time of our lives until they started to pull me towards the dance floor. It was all downhill from there. I was getting into the beat And before I knew it, I was dancing in a crowd of people, which was not a very pretty sight. It was so embarrassing when they started to play Teach Me How to Dougie, because it was a football team against a couple of teachers. I started cheering for a friend of mine who had been, at the time, dating this girl who obviously didn't like me. She tried to pick a fight with me right then and there. The night ended on a good note, though. A box of gummy bears and a rose later, we started heading home. The next day in class, one of my teachers had started to make fun of me because I couldn't dance worth a darn. It was totally unfair the way she did that, because if I recall correctly, she lost a dance-off against a bunch of nerdy boys. But it was fun and wild and definitely better than I thought it would be.